Hi everyone, my name is Hockensmith and I'm the founder of LoSo Foods, a food manufacturer that's changing the face of the processed food industry. So what's the problem with today's food industry? Walking through the grocery store can be a challenge for someone who's trying to live a healthier lifestyle. Add in strict dietary restrictions such as the low sodium diet, and finding new, even tasty foods can be a really hard task. With a husband who has high blood pressure, the latter is my reality. Shopping on a reduced sodium diet eliminates most premium foods from my grocery store list. I actually began making most of our favorites from scratch. Still, the constant question of why food manufacturers who even tout their products as healthy completely ignored sodium has always bothered me. With the gaining popularity of more organic, natural, fat-free, sugar-free, and even gluten-free options, tackling sodium seems like the logical next step, and I decided to take it head on. Finding tasty, convenient, or pre-made options for a household shouldn't be this difficult, and I know that some of my recipes could help consumers find healthier alternatives for their family. I decided to begin a revolution and started with one of America's biggest sodium offenders, pizza. The American Heart Association performed a survey on 565 pizzas around the world and included popular varieties such as frozen and restaurant pizza. You know who took the top spot by a landslide? Surprise, the United States. A typical whole pizza in the US has over 5,000 milligrams of sodium and a slice on average 640 milligrams. The FDA actually recommends a daily sodium intake of 2,300 milligrams for adults, which is even at the higher end of the spectrum. With the average person eating 2 slices of pizza in a typical sitting, they're successfully consuming over 50% of their daily recommended intake. Taking that even further, those with high blood pressure are recommended to limit their sodium intake to 1,500 milligrams per day, so even 1 slice of pizza should be off limits. With food options like this, and no responsibility from the companies manufacturing them, it's no wonder the average daily sodium intake for Americans is actually 3,400 milligrams per day, an excessive amount that raises blood pressure and poses health risks. So why should we get more salt in our pizzas sold in the US than in other countries? Other countries have proven that there can be progress made in the American food industry to tackle the sodium issue, and there's definitely still room for improvement. Customers in the American Heart Association have been advocating for too long for healthier options. Well, everyone, LoSo is listening. LoSo is breaking the mold, proving that food manufacturers can create a well-balanced pizza that doesn't sacrifice on taste. With the margarita pizza as its flagship product, this cheese pizza doesn't cut any corners. It incorporates all natural mozzarella cheese, fresh basil, and tomato sauce, all topped on 100% whole grain crust. The average sodium per slice, you ask? 150 milligrams. Using the DASH diet suggestions and the American Heart Association's parameters for sodium intake, LoSo has taken the pizza issue head on and perfected a lower sodium homemade option that could rival favorites such as DiGiorno. We are set out to prove that the age-old tale of high amounts of sodium being necessary in the frozen food processing is false, and has further been proven many times over by other countries. Many healthier food manufacturers promise their customers a well-balanced, healthy product when they're actually ignoring some very important pieces, including sodium, whole grains, and all natural ingredients. LoSo Foods makes good on its promise and provides all-natural, 100% whole grain, non-GMO, locally sourced food that focuses on reimagining the American favorites into truly wholesome, healthy meals. LoSo is dedicated to taking the processed out of processed food to provide a great option to those millions of Americans either looking to live a healthier lifestyle or burdened by dietary restrictions. We will take responsibility and promise that every pie you make will be created with the consumer's health in mind. Meet Tom. Tom is 29 years old and is a working professional. He considers himself a healthy eater, but has always found grocery store shopping a pain point in his weekly ritual. Tom has good reason to be frustrated. He is one of the many generations in his family to have high blood pressure. Have you ever looked at the sodium content of the majority of the food in the grocery store? Besides the produce, meat, and dairy aisle, if Tom were to follow his doctor's orders, the rest of the grocery store is practically off limits. With a busy schedule, it's hard for him to make all his meals from scratch. He's constantly checking out the frozen aisle and making compromises on what he's supposed to eat versus what he has time to eat. One of the biggest percent of the population under a dietary restriction for sodium is those folks with high blood pressure. Approximately 1 in 3 adults over 20 have high blood pressure, and it's no wonder with the amount of sodium put in processed foods. Couple this with other plethora of illnesses that have the same dietary recommendations. There's over 106 million adults that fall under this dietary restriction for our target market. Next up, meet Mary. Mary is a 32-year-old professional, wife, and mother who is sick of companies' lack of responsibility for what they sell. Every time she picks up a box, the ingredients list looks more like a chemical experiment she did in high school than something that should go anywhere near her or her family's stomachs. Mary is an avid label reader and diligently does research every week trying to find something new and healthy that she can purchase for her family. With a constant cry for America's favorites from her family like pizza, She wishes there were more products out there that considers the health of those eating them. Mary's not the only one. Based on a study done by the American Heart Association, 1/3 of Americans specifically look for and buy foods with low reduced sodium labels. With 22% of customers reining in their cravings on pizza due to health concerns, low sodium would also appeal to a massive number of people. Considering the current boom in health trends and the pressures being put on the processed food industry, there's a large demand for a product such as ours within the health-conscious customer base. So is this market ready for our product? According to the Nielsen Health and Wellness Survey done in 2014, a large percent of the existing generations find healthy attributes a very important part of their food buying habits. In addition, similar percents of surveyors are willing to pay a premium for such products. This is especially true in the millennial age bracket. This information, coupled with what we know about sociocultural trends, we are targeting the millennial age generation with an added focus on Generation X and Generation Z. So now that we've established our target market, where are we going to be located? So LoSo is actually located in the Northeast region, in the sixth most populous state in the United States, Pennsylvania, with 12.6 million people. Operating outside of Harrisburg, PA, the east side of the state, including Harrisburg and Philadelphia, will serve as the launching point for the product. In addition to having a good-sized population, it also has a good representation of the major part of our target market, with 32.5% of the population having high blood pressure, which is actually 2% above the United States average. Launching in this region will also provide us access to other states with large target market populations, Ohio and Maryland. Moving into the actual frozen pizza industry in its current state, frozen pizza is actually a $3.5 billion industry generating over $349.7 million in profit. With the emergence of healthier food trends and an increase in opting for restaurant pizza, the frozen pizza market has seen a reduction in annual revenue over the last 5 years of 1.5% and is expected to drop another 0.6% over the next 5 years. With these slight decreases in sales, the life cycle is indicating to be on the decline, pressuring many key competitors to explore different flavor options. Although regular crust pizza makes up a majority of the pizza options on the market, as increasing health trends begin to deteriorate revenue, many pizza companies are looking towards specialty options to gain back market share. Currently, specialty makes up the second largest portion of the product segment at 25.3%. According to iBiz World's analysis of the frozen pizza market, the specialty segment is actually projected to grow, which provides LoSo with a greater ability to gain market share quickly as we enter the segment. Where does LoSo fit within the industry? According to our industry analysis, there is a definite gap in the options provided by pizza companies today. The displayed gap analysis represents the healthier options provided by each brand, mainly the thin crust margarita pizza. Although each promises a better, healthier product, they seem to fall short, especially with sodium. The star label gap represents the value that LoSo brand will bring to consumers within this industry. Although there are 4 key external drivers impacting the market, as of recent, the Healthy Eating Index has been the most impactful in the declining market. With more health-conscious consumers, many are choosing better dietary options, and this poses a threat to the industry, as this index is expected to increase. In addition to the American Heart Association study that showed 1/3 of Americans seeking lower sodium options, sociocultural trends identified in the Nielsen Health Trends survey also show a good percent of consumers valuing low salt and low sodium. In North America specifically, approximately 22% of respondents are willing to pay a premium for this attribute, making it the highest percent in its bracket. In addition to low sodium, LoSo also supplies a product that responds to all natural, GMO-free, no artificial anything, natural flavors, no high fructose corn syrup, and a plethora of other attributes on the table. The industry has many remaining strengths as well as a plethora of opportunities. 95% of U.S. households still eat pizza on a regular basis. The industry still sees growing profits despite declining revenues, which brings us to our first opportunity. LoSo has an advantage in that the barriers to entry are lower with the declining price of key ingredients found in pizza, mainly wheat. Sociocultural trends, which have been a main factor in the decline of the frozen foods in general, present an opportunity for LoSo to stand out in the market, creating more responsible food. The weaknesses and threats can be turned into LoSo's advantage. Overall, even with the flat revenue stream, frozen pizza still carries a large portion of the frozen food industry. There's a clear gap for healthier options, which can lead to market penetration. Finally, experts realize the opportunity within the industry. Packaged Facts Research Director David Sprinkle was quoted in saying, "The reality that these themes are finding a growing audience suggests that frozen pizza can gain traction by fighting fire with fire. Frozen pizza manufacturers can combat attrition through their healthier product positioning. Marketers such as Annie's and Amy's challenge the notion that frozen pizza has to be heavily processed." Our marketing efforts will be achieved through a variety of different vehicles. With the popular farm-to-table trend and extra stress on knowing exactly where your food is produced, Millennials are increasingly visiting farmers markets to purchase their goods. Initial contact with customers will be done through this direct contact within these types of local retail outlets. In addition, with the rise of organic and natural products, boutique grocery stores such as Wegmans and Whole Foods also provide a great opportunity to engage the target market. Social media presence is also a non-negotiable tactic that must be included in our marketing plan. Most of our target market's interaction is done through social media websites, including brand engagement. LoSo will be very active on social media and offer promotions to our followers. Customers will be able to engage with LoSo via social media, provide feedback on the product, locate where it can be purchased, as well as interact with the brand. Social media will also be used for targeted advertising, as well as word of mouth. With approximately 95% of millennials finding their friends as the most credible source of product information, this will be a great form of marketing for LoSo Pizza at a relatively low cost. We will also be actively looking for reverse private labeling opportunities, specifically targeting frontrunner Trader Joe's. They are the quality food boutique grocery experience. Most of their products are relabeled from other manufacturers with the Trader Joe's name. LoSo brand hits all the marks for Trader Joe's ideal product, and with swift negotiation, we hope to engage with private labels like Trader Joe's to sell their pizza. Finally, we will capitalize on opportunities to cooperate with other entities to market the LoSo pizza. Because of the dietary benefits of LoSo, for those with high blood pressure, there may be some cooperation with the American Heart Association, as well as any organization that provides suggestions to those suffering with this condition. In addition, healthier items may indicate a generally healthy lifestyle, including health and fitness centers. As the product moves through the initial launch, the sales team will begin to compile more customer information and their direct marketing to review these potential cooperative marketing opportunities. This, coupled with online feedback, will provide the next steps in the marketing investment. As shown in the prior gap analysis, each competitor of LoSo offers slices ranging from 340 to 650 milligrams of sodium. There's a clear strategic opportunity within the competitive space to enter the market. As thin and crispy pizzas are on the rise, offering a healthier option, none of these options offer the total package of 100% whole grain crust, non-GMO, and all-natural ingredients. Looking further into market share of our competitors, there are three big players that make up a majority of the market. Nestle at 40.6%, Schwan Food Company at 18.9%, and General Mills at 8.4%. Within the top manufacturers, brands DiGiorno and Red Baron have continuously taken the top spots for largest sales. However, with emerging trends putting pressure on the market, private labels continue to gain market share with their specialty pizzas. So, although DiGiorno may be a clear market leader, LoSo would fall under the specialty offering, with really no direct competitors that provides a true substitute and solidifies the value created by our product. Continuing on into our operations, we will be renting a state-of-the-art commercial kitchen space with 5,000 square feet of storage. It features a commercial kitchen, freezer storage, private small office, and parking. The commercial kitchen space has a walk-in freezer that will be used as initial storage space for production. This freezer can hold up to approximately 1,000 pizzas. This space will be rented, including all utilities. The only other equipment that we'll be renting in addition to the space includes our packaging and flash freezing equipment. Overall, renting this space will ensure that we have the lowest overhead possible as we continue to emerge into the industry. So let's talk money. The fiscal year will begin in July 2017 with a soft launch of the product. As marketing begins to take hold and inventory is accumulated, additional farmers markets will be targeted and sales are expected to increase. We'll begin to generate minimal revenues by the end of 2017. The profit margin on the cost of goods sold directly to the customers is estimated to be a whopping 70%, and goods sold directly to the retailer, 42%. Our price point of $9.99 per pizza will provide the retailer with 31% profit margin, which tracks above industry average. As shown in the following graph, gross sales, profit, and net operating income is projected to increase exponentially. Due to the relatively low cost of goods sold and lower estimated sales in the launch year, the amount needed to break even during the first year is minimal, less than $10,000 per month. Net cash flow is also shown to be positive in year one. Using the discounted cash flow method and our annual cash flow projections, the startup valuation of LoSo is $1.33 million. Here's what you all have been waiting for. In exchange for $100,000 in equity financing, LoSo will provide the contributor a 20% equity stake in the company. To provide some context on the opportunity presented by LoSo, in 2014, General Mills bought specialty organic food maker Annie's for $820 million. With $204 million in sales the year they were sold, LoSo's projected $3.3 million in sales in 5 years puts them in position to sell themselves for approximately $16.4 million at that time. With a 20% equity share, the investor will receive $3.128 million and generate a 31.8% return on investment. LoSo is on a mission to provide customers with a better quality product and reshape the processed food industry. We thank you for your time and interest in our company and hope you will consider investing.